Welcome to another Flash building tutorial. In this lesson I'll be working in Flash CS3 Professional, and you can be in Flash CS4, and we'll be working in ActionScript 3. And this comes courtesy of Scotty Boy in our forum, requested a tutorial in our requested tutorial section, and it reads, I was wondering if you can create a tutorial on how you made your logo. I like the effect of the text oval coming out or coming in and following your mouse movement. Thanks. And this is what he's referring to. Up here in my logo, you can see how it has an animated rollover movie clip that comes into view in an animated fashion when you go over the logo. And that's what I'll be teaching you how to do today. So let's go into Flash. Go ahead and close that out. And click ActionScript 3, create new ActionScript 3 file. And the first thing we want to do is set our stage properties. Let's turn this black and let's make it about 120 high, about 680 wide. Yours can be as wide and high as however big you need it. Maybe your flash site is very large. It doesn't matter. Just as long as we're going to be working around your logo region. So let's bring out an oval primitive. Let's create the logo movie clip. And by the way, with oval primitives, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you can grab that little dot and make it a donut. That's what that's for. And you can also grab this dot, the little Pac-Man effect there. You can drag it all the way around, see? That's how the oval primitive works. Okay. So let's grab a text and static text. Let's type in our business name there. Make it blur. Size it. Make sure we'll make it white, and then we'll make this red. There we go. Okay, there's the logo. Now we'll highlight both of them, right click, convert to symbol, name it logo in the library. It's a movie clip, registration top left. Okay. Now let's give it an instance name of logo underscore MC. Now we just need one more element. Okay, now we'll build the little, actually let's grab a rectangle primitive. We're going to build the little hover clip. We'll give it a roundness 100%, and I'll make it look just like the one I have. Make that white. I'm going to see that edge a little more. Bring it up to 2. Yeah, 2. Make it the same color as that. Well, let's make it a bright color so we can see it really good. Now, you want to take the opacity, the alpha on the fill, down, and then you can place some text on top of it. The static text field. Adjust it to make it look like what you want. Adjust it to make it look the way you want. I'm a retard sometimes the way I talk. Sorry. Okay, so let's grab both of those and convert that to a symbol. And this is going to be over logo underscore MC. And registration top left, movie clip, okay. Alrighty. Now, what we have to do to make it a little bit more like the one at my site is double click inside of this now and convert that to a movie clip again. Convert to symbol, name it whatever you want, blah blah blah, okay. You can name it inner clip or whatever. And then once you have that, we can take this and make a new keyframe on frame 2 and then another keyframe on frame 15, maybe 12. And then right click between, create motion tween, and on the end we want alpha full. On frame 2 keyframe we want alpha 0, and also for keyframe 1 alpha 0. Okay, so now when the logo is rolled over, that thing will fade in, and that's how I have mine set. And let's see, I'm going to move this stuff over a little bit. The inner elements, the text field, I'm going to move this over a little bit because it gets a little buggy if the mouse and this clip overlap. And you would see what I mean if you didn't move that over like I just did. So now inside you can see it's offset from its origin point. Now back in the main timeline, I hope that wasn't confusing, but it's really not a very necessary step. But you'll see once you start building, if you see it's a little buggy, you're going to want to change things. And before we start coding out, now we have both of our elements here. And before we start coding out, let's go ahead and just put this guy right about there. And he's on, you have to make sure this one is above this in the layer. Or you can create a new layer and just take this, Control X, and put it on the new layer, Control Shift V, just to make sure that it's on top of this other movie clip. You can rename this over logo and rename this one logo. And then we'll create another layer on top of over logo and we'll name that ActionScript 3.0. Okay, now we have our elements. We can start coding it out. Let's see, this is a movie clip. If you wanted to make it show the mouse symbol, you could code into the we'll just code it in to show the mouse symbol. Because right now if I you'll see that, oh yes, that's right, we have to make that not loop. Go inside that movie clip on frame 1, you can put a stop action. Let's make a new layer for the actions. That way that inner clip doesn't keep fading in and out in a loop. And then here we'll need another stop action, so we press F6, F9 to go into the actions panel and type STOP. Open parenthesis, close parenthesis, semicolon, stop action. That makes things stop wherever you want in the timeline. Okay, so with that logic, we won't see it until we roll over our logo, and then it will do this, shipping, and then it'll stop there. That way it's always visible. And then when it rolls out, when the mouse rolls out of the logo, we'll program into the script to make this thing disappear. It's that simple. Okay, now everything is ready. We have instance name on over logo. Let's see, let's make sure we get that in. Now we're ready to code. And before we do, let's go ahead and bring the frame rate up to about 30 so we have a good animation and it's not choppy. Okay, let's highlight the ActionScript 3 keyframe. Press F9. Let's go into our Actions panel and start coding this sucker out. First thing we're going to do is import the transitions we'll need for the tween effect that's on the over logo MC. Transitions.tween. And do the same for the next line, except here I'm going to change this to easing dot all. Okay. Now, first thing, bit of logic is we want to make sure the over logo is not visible, and inside of it you really wouldn't even need this animation. It could just have one keyframe inside of here, and it wouldn't have to be invisible on it. I just do that for the effect. I think it's a nicer effect. Okay, so we want to make sure this is not visible, which it's not on stage by default, but we want to make sure. Maybe yours would be visible on frame 1. This is what I mean. If yours was like this, see, in the main timeline you can see it. So if you wanted to not see it, what you would code in, and what I'm going to code in anyway because it won't hurt mine, is over logo underscore MC dot visible equals false. It's that simple to make things visible and invisible by claiming false and true anywhere you want in your scripts. Any elements, buttons, and movie clips that can be controlled through ActionScript. Okay, so next is the function for when the mouse rolls over. So let's go ahead and set that up. Set up the skeleton for it anyway, the structure. We'll set up the structure for all 3 listeners. And this is going to be event colon mouse event close parenthesis colon, type in the notorious void. Alright, now we have the structure of our logo over function ready. Let's make function for logo out and logo click. That and there. Okay, so let's name this one click, this one logo out. So now we have our over, out, and click function structures ready. Let's just go ahead and add the listeners now. That's logo underscore MC. We're going to need a listener for the over, out, and click. Add event listener, and this is mouse event dot rollover, all caps, underscore over, and just put the name of the function here, which was logo over. And I close up that parenthesis and the semicolon. Now we'll just copy that and do 2 more similar way. 1, 2. We'll just name this one out. This one will be logo click. Okay, I think the base structure is ready to go. Alright, now we're gonna on the logo out, this will be very simple. We'll just say over logo underscore MC dot visible equals false, because when their mouse goes out from the logo, we want to make sure they don't see that over logo movie clip anymore. So we just claim false again there. And in the over logo, the logo over function, that's when we'll turn it to visible. And you'll see what I do there. And here I'm just going to type do whatever crap you want on click of logo. And usually, in my case, at Develop PHP, I have a get navigate to URL function or method set up inside of my logo click to take you to my home page. No matter what page you're on or all of the hundreds of pages there, if you click that logo, you're going back to the home page. Okay, so, and I'm not going to show you how to do that because I have like 10 other tutorials that show you guys how to do that to make the navigate to URL. So that's it for out and click. Now we just have our function logo over to code out. Let's get some room inside of that thing and let's hop to it. Okay, so the first thing we want to code out inside of this function is to make the over logo underscore MC dot visible true, so we can see it. The next line is going to be, let's see, over logo MC dot go to and play 2. So that'll make it go to and play its frame 2. If you click over logo MC and double click inside of it, there's frame 2, so it's commanding it to start at frame 2 and play. That's what it does. Okay, so now we go back into our actions panel in the main timeline. Let's see, we don't need that down so far. Alright, now let's go to the next line, and here we're going to type in function that reports mouse coordinates. Okay, let's create that function. Call it report stage mouse, open parenthesis, this is event mouse event. This reports anytime the mouse is moved at all. And let's go ahead and close that one up. Now inside of it, we're going to type in, we're going to claim the variable. We can claim a variable and set it for the, let's call it my stage X. This is going to be the X position of where the mouse is every time this function, this reporting function, is run, which is every time the mouse is moved even just a little bit. This is number equals the event dot stage X, and we're gonna have to round the math. I'm not sure if you have to, but I like to in these type of situations, just to make sure I have stability, some stability. So event dot stage X, and so what that does is takes the event, which is the report mouse stage or report stage mouse, and its X position. Whenever it's reporting wherever the mouse is at that moment, this number is rounded, we put it into this variable. Now we can use this variable, which is that number. Okay, so next line down is going to be very similar. It's going to grab the Y position of where the user's mouse is at that very second, or that split second rather. So my stage Y, so it's the same kind of thing, but we're just claiming the Y position now. Okay, and we don't have much more here. Let's say what we have to do now is set the tweens, the two tweens, and that's why we imported these transitions here. The two tweens that are going to make the X and Y movement that we want for the over logo MC. So we'll say var, call this one xtween, xtween colon This is tween equals new tween, and the object is over logo underscore MC. Axis is X, strong, ease out. And now we're going to put in the starting coordinates for the X position movement, and that's going to be over logo MC's current X position. So you can just put over logo MC dot X. And where it wants to wind up now is my stage X. Very simple. So that's going to be the movement that's created between the 2 points. Beginning point is over logo MC's current X position, and the movement will stop. The tween will stop at where the mouse is moved to, where the reporting happens. Then we'll just claim the duration, which is like speed value, and true. And now we close that parenthesis and the semicolon. Now we can just do a very similar tween on the y-axis. Sorry. Change that to Y, change that to Y, change that to Y, and change that to a big Y. I think that's it. Yep. Now all we need is a little listener for the stage. Add event listener for that reporting function to run. So we'll type in mouse event, and this is mouse move, all caps, underscore move, and the function name, which is report stage mouse right there. So you notice we have a function inside of a function. And I'll point that out right now. Okay, let's see. Report stage mouse. That's everything. I think it's done. Hopefully we won't have any errors. Let's check it one more time. Yeah. Alright, right here is the function logo over. Remember we created these 3 functions in the beginning? And inside of that logo over function we put another function, which is the report stage mouse movements. Now let's go ahead and render out and see what happens. Press F12, cross our fingers. Ooh, I got an error. Line 1 and 2. Expecting identifier before the dot. What did I do? Oops, I forgot my FL. FL, import, FL, now. Maybe one day I'll be an error-free coder. It's not working. Let's see why. I'm a goober. See here? I forgot to change that to out. And I forgot to change this to click. Now, publish out, F12. There it is. And now you can see when it rolls out, it disappears. When it rolls over, it comes into view, slides into place, and it follows their mouse. So what happens is, each time the mouse is moved on the stage, when it's over that symbol, that logo, that little movie clip is going to follow it in a tween, a nice easing tween. Okay, that's it.